So the next kind of communication is where enthalpy is a term in the reaction. So if it's an endothermic reaction, the energy is a reactant because it's being used up. And if it's exothermic, the energy is a product. So it's actually written with a plus symbol between them. So before, where we had the enthalpy, the plus and the minus indicated whether it was endothermic or exothermic. But when we have the reaction written, endothermic reactions have a positive amount of energy being used up in the reactants, and exothermic reactions have a positive amount of energy being produced as a product. So if we went back to our butane example, we have butane combustion is exothermic, and so its energy is going to be a product. And the energy, because this is 1 mole of butane, is going to be plus 2.87 megajoules as a product. This is an exothermic reaction. The energy is being given off. If we consider this as heat, then we can see that the chemical potential energy here must be greater than the chemical potential here because this is giving off this energy. So there's more energy and chemical potential in the reactants than in the products. If I had a reaction that was endothermic, so perhaps we took ethane and we were going to produce ethene. So that's ethane cracking, for those of you keeping track for organic chemistry. The ethene plus hydrogen gas, this is an endothermic reaction. Well, that means it takes energy to do this, so we write its energy as a reactant. Right? If I was doing this as a molar enthalpy for this reaction for ethane, we don't have a kind of symbol that goes for ethane cracking, so we'll just put an R here. And this enthalpy would be positive 136.4 kilojoules because it's an endothermic reaction. The energy is being used up in the reactants. And so here you can see, since this is heat being used up, this has more chemical potential energy because this is chemical, and heat will be the same amount as this, right? Because the total amount of energy in the reactants and in the products should be the same total amount. It's just chemical potential and the heat energy.